Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of this Q&A series, questions and answers, where I take your questions and I give you answers. There you go. All with some random gameplay stuff in the background. So, let's get started with the first question, which is from Hans, aka Mr. YT. And his question is, what was your very bad experience with splinters, if you feel like telling it? So yeah, last Q&A episode I mentioned about splinters, didn't I? And how I had a nasty experience with one. Okay, so let's think about this. Man, this was a long time ago actually. I was very young. I must have been maybe 7 or 8 or 9, around that sort of age when this happened. I'll try and keep it relatively concise as well. But when I was that age, I used to go to bingo with my nan. My nan used to go play bingo at the local sort of club, you know, the club where they play bingo, and I used to go with her because my nan had a friend who has a granddaughter who was the same age as me, so we were but friends, and we would play together whilst they played their bingo, and you know we'd drink our panda pops, we'd mess around, we'd do all the stuff that little kids do whilst all the adults are playing their bingo and drinking and talking and whatever. And there's a little section of the club near the dartboard which not many people went to. It's relatively empty, so that's where we'd go play. And, you know, we'd do stupid things. We'd just talk and do things like, I don't know, the floor is lava. I think that was one thing. And the reason, I think we played the floor is lava with the carpet and, like, the patterns on the carpet. Some things were platforms. All that sort of silly stuff. Anyway, what I remember is, where the dartboard is, they used to have a big bit of wood, like a big long panel of wood that would go underneath the dartboard on the floor, so that if if the darts fell out of the board, if you hit the metal or something and it bounced back, it wouldn't go in the carpet, it would hit the wood and get stuck in the wood. So it was there to protect the floor, and so that was often just on the ground, and we'd be running all over it and playing all our stupid games and stuff. And I remember that I'd taken my shoes off. This was really, it must have been quite a lax place, because I'd taken my shoes off. I was running around with my friend, and I ran over the board, like the wooden board, and I must have just caught it wrong, because I ended up getting the biggest splinter. Well, it probably wasn't even that big, but because I was so young, it seemed massive to me. The biggest splinter through my sock and into my big toe, right? And it was horrifying. I couldn't stop crying. I was crying for ages. I ran to my nan. And I ended up, I do remember this, it's like, I remember everyone else being like, oh, grow up, it's only a splinter, and there I am crying. And I like having to sit back in a chair whilst they get like a pair of tweezers and they're like trying to dig it out of my toe, and I'm just bawling my eyes out. Oh, it was awful. It was so bad. And, everyone was watching, and that didn't really help. And, oh, yeah, from that point on, we always moved the board out of the way. Oh, so that was the horrible splinter story. That's why I still don't like splinters, especially splinters in my feet. Like splinters in your hand, that's not too bad, but feet, it's like, ugh, I don't like it. Okay, so thanks for inquiring. There you go, Hans. The next set of questions is from Superflash. Quick fire questions. Okay, so I've got to answer these relatively quickly. Who is your favourite Bond girl? Barbara Bach from The Spy Who Loved Me. Or no, wait. No, we'll go with Barbara Bach. Favourite actor / actress. Okay, favourite actor, let's go with Gary Oldman. I like Gary Oldman in most of his films. And favourite actress... Judi Dench, because why not? Favourite song, band, album. Okay, well, I've answered about bands and stuff in the past. Album, I really can't give you an answer, because I don't really pay that much attention to albums. I'm more about the songs on the album. I'll say my favourite song, or one of my favourite songs. I was talking about music with people on the JFS only the other day, and for now I'll say one of my favourite songs is Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. Great song, great music video as well. Next question. Favourite Donald Trump remix / parody? I think it's got to be the Bing Bong remixes, where they turn his Bing Bing Bong into songs, like the beats of a song, so like bong, bing, bing, bong, bing, that sort of thing. Yeah, that one's definitely... There's like 3, 4 of those lots of videos, and I laugh every time. Favourite build on the JFS? I think it's still got to be my castle at spawn. I really like how that looks. Or maybe the Wild West town. No, castle at spawn. I love it. It's my base. It's my home. I love it. I think there's some more questions from Super Flash later on, but for now we'll move on to a question from Ace of Kings 090. And the question is, did you ever play the original Star Wars Battlefront games, not the 2015 one? And if so, would you ever consider making a Let's Play of said Battlefront games? I don't think I'd do a Let's Play of them, but I did definitely play Battlefront 2. Never really played Battlefront 1, the original, but I did play Battlefront 2 a lot. And I have done videos of that on my channel, be it as background footage for a Q&A, I think, or I did some Battlefront 2 multiplayer with HonestTom23 and Edward the Guy. So, you know, if you just search Battlefront 2 on my channel, I'm sure some videos will come up, for sure. But I probably wouldn't do a Let's Play because I'm actually really bad at it. As I am with most games, really. Oh, wait a minute. No, I messed up. That question was actually from Emperor Edgelord. I skipped over a question. So there you go. That was from Emperor Edgelord. The question from Ace of Kings is actually, what's your major in college? So over here, I assume you mean university. We don't have majors and minors. I wish we did, because that system seems so much more interesting. Like you have more choice of what you want to do. You can change. You can. I wish we had the major minor system in our universities, because I'd love that. But nope, we don't. So I have a degree in digital arts. So that's kind of a bit of programming, bit of 3D modeling, bit of website design and creation and graphic design and all that sort of stuff, really. So yeah, now just to find a job. Oh goody. Alright, so next question is from Mr. Merudoc, and his one is, have you played any Crash Bandicoot games? If so, which is your favourite? I definitely have. I think I've played all of them, maybe. Well, no, I haven't played the PS2 ones, like Twinsanity and stuff, but I've definitely played Crash 1, Crash 2, Cortex Strikes Back, Crash 3, Warped, was that one called? I think, Warped. Crash Bash, I used to love that as a fun party game. Crash Team Racing, I liked. Crash Nitro Kart, I think it was on PS2. Yeah, I've played a lot of them. My favourite, though, is always going to be Crash Bandicoot 2. That's the one I remember playing most as a kid. I remember playing that with my cousin quite a lot. And yeah, like I just love that game. It's so good. It's so nostalgic. Even like the music and even like the hub room where you go into the levels. That's so good, and like just down to the stupid little things like the cheat you can do by jumping on the polar bear. The little polar bear that's outside one of the levels. If you keep jumping on him a stupid amount of times, eventually he gives you like 30 levels or something silly like that. I love all that sort of stuff. I never was actually very good at getting all the crystals though. Like, you know how you can get the purple crystals and then you can go back and get the green crystals or something. There's all those challenges where, you know, don't break any boxes and stuff like that. I never did any of those because, as I mentioned, I was and still am quite bad at video games. It's just something I did. But yeah, thank you for the question, Mr. Merudoc. Okay, so the next question is from Sir Benjamin T-Bone Wells. And it is sci-fi or fantasy. You can divide the question into categories if you wish, i.e. films, television series, soap operas, old VHS workout tapes, in-flight movies, etc. Okay, sci-fi or fantasy, I guess is the main question, and I would definitely have to go with sci-fi. Fantasy, I don't hate fantasy, it's just never grabbed me the same way sci-fi has. Like, I could apply it to films in, like, the fact that I much prefer things like Alien, Blade Runner, Star Wars, compared to things like Lord of the Rings and I know Game of Thrones is a TV show, but still, you know, Game of Thrones. What other fantasy things are? I mean, I can't even think of any. That's what I mean. So definitely sci-fi. So Is there really? I guess you. Actually, I was about to say, is there really a sci-fi soap opera or fantasy soap opera? But I guess you could. I guess you could label the Star Wars films as soap operas. I mean, they are operas. In fact, I think they have a name. I think it's labelled as a space opera. So really, if you think about it, Star Wars, for example, the original Star Wars trilogy, at least, it's pretty much a fantasy in space, isn't it? That's what it is. So yeah, I definitely have to go with sci-fi. I think that even kind of expands into books as well. Like, I haven't read the Lord of the Rings books. I tried reading The Hobbit, but I didn't finish. I really should try and finish that one time. But sci-fi books, on the other hand, much more into those. Trying to think of some examples now, and my mind's completely gone blank. Oh, well, a lot of the... I tell you what I do like. A lot of the Ray Bradbury short stories are quite good. I remember reading those when I was younger, and I really enjoyed those. Sort of those what-if hypothetical things about going into the future and... like how humanity dies or stuff like that. Sounds a bit morbid, but I like all that sort of stuff. Definitely sci-fi. As for old VHS workout tapes, however, I'm not sure. Funnily enough, I was talking about VHS workout tapes with some friends from university. I mean, this was a while ago now, but I think if I had to choose VHS workout tapes, it would definitely be something by Jane Fonda.
And open. 2. And open. 3. 4. 5. Keep the hips still. 6. Don't let them move as your leg comes across. 7. 8.
Yeah, definitely can't beat Jane. Alright, so thank you for the question, Ben. Let's move on. Oh wait, no, there's one more from Ben. It's Ben again, he says. I got one more. Can you explain the origin of your channel logo? Why a banana? Why not a vegetable? Well, that's a good question. Why is it a banana? I've almost sort of forgot why I picked a banana. I know it's got something to do with the fact that it's kind of pixely, so it's a bit like an 8-bit video game, and you know, video games, Let's Play. That was sort of a reason that it's sort of video game-ish. The reason for a banana is interesting though, because I don't actually like bananas very much. I think I used to have an old blog. I used to do this stupid blog when I was a bit younger, which I haven't touched in years, but on that blog, I'm pretty sure it was something banana themed. I don't know why, but when I was Googling for pictures of like a banana logo, that one came up and I just stole it. Completely stole it. And when I decided to make a YouTube channel, I figured, I'll just keep it, why not? And that's sort of become my little icon. Although, that being said, I have actually since then, in that space of time, I have remade it. I've made it a vector picture, so it's now scalable for all my intros and outros and stuff like that. So, hey, I did make some of it. It's just I completely copied what was there before. I think I also made it a little bit more in proportion as well. So, I can call it my own now, in a weird way. But there's a sort of reason, not a very good one, but that's all I can really remember, to be honest. Okay, and the last set of questions comes from Superflash. Some more... Hang on, you said you needed lots more strange questions, so here goes. Oh, great, strange questions. The first one is, do you have any odd habits? Fiddles. Do I have any odd habits? I probably have lots, but the thing is that what seems odd to other people doesn't seem odd to you. That's why you do them. It's just like part of your everyday life, part of your everyday routine, I guess. So, what do I do that would look odd to other people? Oh man, probably lots of things. Oh, actually, this is one someone said to me the other day. It was pointed out to me. I mean, I kind of knew this, but I didn't realise it was that obvious. I guess it's because I don't stomp about very much. I'm quite light-footed. And they said, why do you tiptoe everywhere? And I do actually walk on my toes quite a lot, like without even thinking about it. Like especially upstairs, I'm be on my toes all the time, and often, not when I'm outside so much, but when I'm indoors, I often do walk on my toes, which probably looks quite odd. Probably bad for my feet in some way, but hey, gives me good calves, so can't complain about that. Would you rather beat up Donald Duck or Gimli from Lord of the Rings? Well, I don't really know who Gimli is. Is he the little dwarf guy from Lord of the Rings? So I'm going to say Donald Duck, because he's got an annoying voice, so definitely beat him up. Plus, it'll be easier to beat up a duck than a dwarf, if that is the character I'm thinking of. Next question, China or Mexico? China. Let's stick to... I mean, it's got to be China, right? Not just because of the whole Donald Trump thing, but also because I've heard that it's probably not true, but especially maybe for like parts of it, Mexico is quite dangerous. You know, the government isn't always crystal clean with their operations and things like that. So I guess you could say the same about China, but you know, China seems like a nicer place as a tourist to go to. You can go see some like nice old Chinese buildings, and there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more history to China that I'd be interested in compared to Mexico. Like even to go see the Great Wall, I would quite like to go see that. So yeah, let's go with China. China. Would you rather be trapped in a lift with a clown or locked in a broken telephone box with a cat? Trapped in a lift with a clown or locked in a broken telephone box with a cat? Trapped in a lift is something I always sort of... it's silly really, but does everyone do that? Like whenever they're in a lift, they think, what if it breaks? I always do that. Is that an odd, strange habit that I can put up for the previous question? But yeah, I don't think I'd like to be trapped in a lift, especially with a clown, because clowns are usually creepy. Especially if it's like Ronald McDonald. Ooh, no. Broken telephone box with a cat, I think that's a bit better. You know, unless the cat's going crazy, it's better company than a clown. And also, wouldn't a broken telephone box be easier to get out of than a lift? Safer anyway, because you wouldn't fall to your death or something like that. So I'm going to go with the telephone box. And the last question from Superflash in his list of strange questions is: erase all episodes of The Simpsons and Art Attack from history, or make Donald Trump king of the universe. Donald Trump as king of the universe, or no Simpsons and Art Attack. I mean, now that is a question and a half. Not just president, king of the universe, Donald Trump. What does that encompass? Like, how much power does he have? Is there such a thing as king of the universe? Probably not. I'm gonna do the sacrifice. Fine. No more Simpsons and Art Attack. How could I live myself? I don't know, but I'd have to do it. I'd have to do it because really, I mean, maybe Donald Trump as president, I'd keep Simpsons and stuff, but as king of the universe, that's a bit too much, even for me. So, bye-bye Simpsons and Art Attack. Oh, that's a sad note to end the episode on, but hey-ho. So, yeah, there we go. Thank you all very much for the questions in today's episode. I hope I answered them somewhat well, and I hope you enjoyed the background footage of some random game that I don't know what I've done yet, but it'll be some game there. And don't forget, you can post more questions for me to answer by using the link in the description below. It will send you to a Google form. You can put your name, put your question, click submit, and I'll get it at some point and make another episode. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.